The Nintendo Switch 2 is set to release on June 5th, 2025, and like any other gamer, I'm buzzing with excitement. But beyond the thrill, I'm feeling incredibly inspired. That's why I've decided to embark on a creative journey, drawing all of my favorite Nintendo characters in a Switch 2 drawing series leading up to release day. Episode 1 will feature my personal favorite Nintendo character, the hero of time himself, Link. Time to dive in and do some research. So I broke out my SNES Classic and I got to work. I was incredibly fortunate to snag one of these when they first hit shelves in 2017. It's an absolute blast to play, and the inclusion of A Link to the Past is just the cherry on top. The next challenge was deciding which Zelda art style to draw, and let me tell you, it was no easy feat. The Legend of Zelda franchise is an artist's dream, with each entry boasting a unique and captivating art style. For me, some of the standout Zelda art styles include A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Skyward Sword. Be sure to comment below and let me know which Zelda art style is your favorite. For this drawing, I've chosen the Link to the Past art style. Let's get to work. First, we're going to start off with the rough sketch. In this phase, I start with the line of action and simple shapes to get a feel for the pose. Then I gradually add details and refine them with multiple layers. And I've got a bonus for you guys. If you stick around until the end of the video, you can watch me reimagine Breath of the Wild Link in this Link to the Past art style. I'm really excited to show you guys that, and I hope you like it. I thought this would be the perfect moment to share some personal stories about how the Zelda franchise has positively impacted my life. The Legend of Zelda franchise is one of the reasons I'm a big fan of Nintendo, with many major console releases coinciding with significant milestones in my life. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask were released around the time my family moved to a new home. I have fond memories of playing Ocarina of Time with one of my best childhood friends. I vividly remember those Saturday mornings when my brothers and I would wake up at the crack of dawn, sneaking downstairs to immerse ourselves in the world of Majora's Mask. We were so engrossed in the game that we didn't realize how loud we were being, often waking up our parents who were trying to enjoy their sleep in. Sorry, Mom and Dad. Those moments were filled with pure joy and excitement, making them one of the best gaming memories we ever had. Wind Waker came out during my middle school years and was a welcome distraction from the awkwardness of that age. Whenever I felt overwhelmed or out of place, I could always rely on Link and his epic adventures to provide solace. The immersive world of Hyrule and the timeless heroism of Link offered a comforting escape, allowing me to lose myself in quests and battles that reignited my sense of wonder and excitement. Link's journey became my refuge, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, courage and determination can lead to extraordinary adventures. Twilight Princess was released when I was 17, and I remember beating the first temple while getting ready for my junior prom. That was the same year the Nintendo Wii came out, and I was super excited to have one because they were very difficult to come by. Skyward Sword was the Zelda game that came out during my college years. My best friend and fellow Nintendo superfan, Justin, and I would play it simultaneously across the hall from each other, racing to solve the puzzles fastest without giving away any spoilers. Breath of the Wild was released the year my wife and I got married, one of the best years of my life. It was my go-to game whenever I felt overwhelmed by wedding planning stress. Once I'm happy with the overall sketch, it's time for line art. I use the stabilization setting within the pen tool and take my time to ink the drawing, ensuring the lines are as clean as possible. For me, this stage of the process is when I truly start to unwind. Once I'm satisfied with the rough sketch, I can move on to the next phase with a sense of ease. This is where the real enjoyment begins, as I immerse myself in refining and bringing the artwork to life. It's a moment of pure creative bliss, where every stroke and detail adds to the excitement of the journey. If you're enjoying watching me draw Link while I share my thoughts and experiences, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For more video game art themed content, be sure to check out my other videos, Samus drawing Metroid's Bounty Hunter, and Super Mario Bros. Meets Dragon Ball Z. I think you'll love them. And of course, I'll be continuing this series right up until the Switch 2 launches. Leave me a comment and let me know which Nintendo character you'd like to see next. I usually take my time during this part of the process because it's the best way to ensure clean line art. By being meticulous and patient, I can achieve those crisp, precise lines that make the artwork truly stand out. After finishing the line art, I add depth to the drawing by varying the thickness of the lines. This part is my favorite because the drawing starts to really pop and come off the page. To use the line weight tool within Clip Studio Paint, which is the program that I use, follow these steps. 1. Select the correct line tool. In the toolbar, find the correct line tool and select the Adjust Line Width subtool. This is where the magic happens. 2. Adjust the line width. In the Tool Property palette, you can set the line width correction method and numerical value. Adjust the brush size according to the range you want to add the effect. Then just drag your cursor to modify the line thickness. If you haven't tried this before, don't be afraid to give it a shot. It's super fun and easy to use, and you'll be amazed at the results. We are just about done here, just putting those finishing touches on this line weight, and then we move into the next phase. Now it's time to bring the drawing to life with color and shading. I start by creating different folders for each area I'm coloring: skin, clothes, sword, and shield. Next, I find my base colors and then shade. Once I finish a folder, I repeat the process for each part of the drawing. I used to color all the base colors at once and then do all the shading, but I've found a new method that works wonders for me: coloring by groups. By coloring each group separately, like finishing all the skin before moving on to the clothing, I stay more organized and the final result looks visually stunning. Trust me, this approach makes a huge difference in the overall appeal of the artwork. As I'm wrapping up this drawing, I just have to mention how awesome the Link to the Past art style is. To me, it almost has an anime-like feel to it, which makes it even more captivating and fun to work with. The vibrant colors and dynamic lines really bring the characters to life. Link to the Past Link is all done. Now it's time to move on to the bonus content, Breath of the Wild Link. I want to share why I decided to take Breath of the Wild Link and draw him in the Link to the Past art style. While working on this, I noticed how strikingly similar the two art styles are. Link's hair and build are almost identical in both versions, making it a pretty easy comparison to make. It's fascinating to see how these elements translate across different games, and it adds a unique twist to the artwork. My method here was pretty straightforward. I took the existing Link line art and changed the opacity so I could add new elements over it. Then I created new folders for his clothing items and repeated my usual drawing process. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The main challenges were figuring out how Link's head should look without his hat, making the Master Sword look believable in this art style, and transforming the shield into a close replica of one of the shields from Breath of the Wild. Speaking of the shield, I ended up deciding to do the Knight Shield from Breath of the Wild for this drawing, mostly because it has a similar shape to the shield from Link to the Past, but also because I think the design is just really cool. After tackling all the challenging aspects, it was time to bring the artwork to life by updating the colors and ensuring everything looked perfectly shaded. But here's where it gets exciting. I decided to put my own spin on the champion's tunic. Instead of sticking to the usual markings, I opted for a more reserved interpretation. Why, you ask? Well, I felt the traditional design might look a bit over-designed or over-complicated in the Link to the Past art style. When Nintendo first unveiled Link's new look for Breath of the Wild, I was excited but not totally blown away. The redesign was super cool, but I couldn't help but wonder, where's the iconic green tunic and hat? I mean, wouldn't it have been awesome if they had just made the champion's tunic green instead of blue? Imagine Link rocking the classic green while embarking on new adventures. But hey, any new journey with Link is always a welcome one. Whether he's in blue, green, or any other color, we're in for an epic ride. As we wrap up this drawing session, I have a question for you. Do you think I made the right call with these design choices? Let me know in the comments below. I want to give a huge thank you to all of you for watching me bring these two versions of Link to life. It's been an incredible journey, and I hope you're all as hyped for the Switch 2 as I am. Fingers crossed we get some news soon on when pre-orders go live in the US. Don't forget to stay tuned for the next episode of this drawing series. Who would you like to see next? Drop your suggestions in the comments. Thanks again, and see you next time.